Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about physical healing support with the Akashic Records. So as you know, I am an Akashic Records consultant. I'm a spiritual coach, and I help my clients gain more consciousness in a lot of different areas of their life. So it can be relationships, it can be their work, or it can be their health. I usually, there are always those three life areas, that are combined in our life. And, when you actually put your attention on, you focus on one life area, of course, it's going to affect the others as well. But today, I want to bring more consciousness around physical health issues because it's kind of normal in our society to see the connection between minor health issues such as having a headache or when you feel tense, when you feel stressed about something, you have a headache. And when you feel anxious, you get pain in your stomach, and so everyone can relate to the connection between our thoughts, our emotions, and our physical well-being. That's really kind of widespread. Um, Everyone knows how our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, our choices are actually affecting our body, and our body can react really strongly to that. That's really, yeah, everyone is happy about that, is happy um, to have that consciousness that we give instructions to our body, we feel things, and the way we think, we feel, and we take actions is going to affect our body. So that's okay. But it's when we get to chronic health issues and bigger health issues such as allergies or skin problems, like psoriasis, for instance, or that's what I've had in my latest sessions. Um, it can be diabetes or everything to do with the thyroid, hyper or hypothyroidism. Um, yeah, and then of course the big C word that no one likes, cancer, for instance. Um, yeah, all those, bigger health issues, when we we put our attention on those issues, it's like all of a sudden people's beliefs are different. It's like there's a disconnection between um, our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, our everyday decisions, and what's happening to our body, the those health issues, the our physical well-being, it's like because it's much bigger, it's as if we don't have the same connection. That's I mean, that's the belief really behind that. And the main belief is that, I mean, sometimes I see that people will make a connection between some, chronic health issues um, or major health issues. Then they will say, oh, there's that big event that happened in my life, and my body reacted to it really strongly, maybe, diabetes or, and, and that's it, and it's because of that big main belief in our society that when you have a chronic health issue or another big major issue, it's like it's not possible to reverse it. There's this big belief around there's maybe an external event, something that comes up. our body reacts to it, and then that's it. There's no reversal. There's no way out except, medication or maybe medical intervention. There's no other belief. So that's why I want to bring consciousness around that. You can see that for minor health issues, um, even having um, like UTA, sorry, how do you say in English? Uh, Stuff like that. People can see, the stress. Yeah, it happened then, and that's when, and usually people see as well how the body reacts. Like there's a release in the body. It's when actually the body relaxes and releases from some tension, mentally, emotionally, there's some release, and it's like the body's taking over, and so it's actually when you relax from a situation, from thinking too much about it or, feeling too much about it, and then the body reacts, with a big headache, migraine, or, um, yeah, something, like that. But then because the belief is that, okay, it's something minor, so it's okay, it's going to go away. I will do everything. Maybe I will take an antibiotics or I will take painkillers, but I know it's temporary and it will go away. So then what does it do? It actually goes away, which is great. Not always, but, depending, of course, on the situation. Um, but then when it's a major chronic health issue, an illness or something bigger, it's like there's no, often there's no connection between um, the thoughts, the feelings, the actions. It's more like, oh, a major event happened and my body went into big stress. For some people will say that, some people won't see any connection whatsoever, depending on how, on the belief system. And then it's like, okay, there's no reversal possible. There's not that belief that there's a way out of that chronic health issue. So, nothing is possible, nothing can be done, really individually. And then often people will look for outside authority, outside advice, and, outside help and support. So that's a bit like, the common patterns that we can see. Um, and so I just wanted to share with you an example so that you can see how actually our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions, as you know, emotions are actually thoughts in motion. They move us into action, our emotions. We feel good, we feel joy, we want to take action into that direction. We feel bad, we don't feel good about that, we don't really want to move forward. It's really a signal from our body, letting us know in which direction to take and which action to take, sorry, and which decision to make. So basically, I just want to change your vision, change, your belief system around health issues. It can be minor, it can be big. There's no difference. There's no difference between a minor health issue and a big one. It's just our body reacting to what we think, what we feel, and what we do. So I just want you to sit with that and to integrate that information to actually bring more consciousness around any health issues you can have and take your power back. Because if you see that connection and if you see, the power you have, how the root cause of your health issues and how you created them in the first place, then when you have that vision, you are actually able to change things, in the process. You are able to impact um, the process, of getting out of those health issues. I'm not going to talk about healing because I find that, I mean, I've talked about physical healing, yeah, and, the Akashic Records helping you, giving you that support and physical healing. But what I don't like about the word, you know, uh, yeah, I can't really explain the word healing, to heal. I don't use it all the time because there's something when we say, "Oh, you healed," there's something about as if it's a one-off process. That you in um, you got an illness, you healed, and that's it. It's like, but that's not the case. That's why I want to bring awareness to your health situation. It's just a matter of repetition, some behaviors, some patterns of choices, thoughts, and emotions that came to a physical condition. But it's so the difference really between a minor health issue and a bigger one is a matter of time really, and how your survival instinct is going to react, with a lot of strength, because as you know, your body is sending you some messages, some alarms to listen to it, to make new choices, to change your actions around something, kind of specific that has been your point of attention for some time. And so it's the repetition and the time and the intensity that's going to make the health issue big or small. So that's why, the healing thing is, I'm talking about physical healing support, but I just want you to see that it's all about a process, and your body, your immune system is actually, reacting to a conflict of instructions inside of you. So that's my other point I want to focus on now is, you know, your survival instinct is going to step in if you have been instructing your body in a specific way that is not that doesn't feel right, that doesn't feel safe. Basically that's it. It's that internal conflict between your survival instinct and another instruction that you have been following, that you have been instructing your body to do certain things that is not making your survival instinct happy. So your survival instinct is going to send you some big some big alarms. It's like an alarm system. It's really like your survival instinct is like an alarm system, really, keeping you safe. So it's going to instruct you either to fight, to flee, fight or flight instinct, or to freeze in certain situations, in the way you take actions, in certain life areas. And it's in conflict with that other instruction that's been negative for you and that you have been following as well. So it's like your survival instinct is telling you, that you need to stop, that you need to let go of the other instruction, basically. So that's how your body is going to, react, and your immune system is going to react to your survival instinct. It's not always your survival instinct, but let's talk about that first. I don't want to make that video too long, but I'm just going to give you a tangible example so that you understand more when we talk about internal conflicts. And I'm sure you've already been through that situation where you feel that conflict inside of you, and maybe it resonates with you if you have a chronic health issue, you know, an illness, something quite strong that's been there for a long time. Maybe you feel that strong conflict inside of you, that's really that's stressed your nervous system, your immune system, and that's put your survival instinct into danger mode. So the example I want to give you now is, about a session I've had around it was a health issue around the thyroid. So it was hyperthyroidism. And so my client was diagnosed 4 years ago around that health issue. So I investigated into her Akashic Records, and what I saw is that she made a choice 6 years ago that affected her financial situation. So, as you know, your body reacts because of different decisions, different choices that you have made. They can be recent decisions or older ones, depending on the length of how long you've had that health issue for. Um, and so yeah, it can be different life areas really affected, it can be your finances, your career, your family life, your home environment, um, even your health, but not just your health. It can be related to other choices, of course, and I'm sure you know that. So for her, it was mainly for that client. It was mainly around her financial situation that she made a choice. So she made a choice 6 years ago, uh, but she followed up with consistent action around that choice. So it's not just a one-off situation, as you know, to have that impact on your body, a serious illness, a serious physical health issue, there needs to be a lot of repetition, and time, to really get to that. So she actually made that choice, and her survival instinct made her body to freeze in the life area of family. So she made a really impactful decision, 6 years ago around the financial situation, and then she followed up with actions, that continued that pattern. And on the other side, so that came a bit later in the process. Her survival instinct made her body to freeze in the life area of family. And so that created the energetic state of hostility, which means it created a lot of hostility in the life area of family. It's between the two instructions that have been in conflict inside of her and impacting her body, basically. So that affected her thyroid. And that's what I see, the survival instinct is going to it's as if you were in a very dangerous situation, like in the old times, like being chased by a bear, or it's like as if you feel you're in danger, like you're going to die, really. So, it can seem a bit a bit a bit weird and like, thinking that financial situations can, for that's the example, huh? It's not always the case, but can actually put you in that strong danger mode. But that's the modern times that we're living now. And that's why, when people say, oh, people are more and more ill, there's so much more cases of cancer, of autoimmune illnesses and all of that, it's it's because of our modern times um, of having making those decisions that can have a very strong impact, but but sometimes you you kind of don't look at the danger. You don't want to confront your survival instinct telling you you're in danger, really. That's what's happening. You don't want to listen to your body that's freezing, or that wants to fight back, or it's like there's in our modern society, there's this thing of wanting to ignore our survival instinct, basically. And that's not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons why, those physical health issues can develop over time, of not listening to your body, not having that ancient wisdom of listening to your body, listening to the alarm signals that tell you that, that decision is not right for you, is not safe, and needs to be released, needs to be stopped, and everyone has the power to actually change the course of things, and then to actually take new actions that don't follow the same pattern that was created in the first place. And that's how it's, of course, it can be, it can be quick or it can be lengthy, depending on the level of consciousness, and also how you are ready, how people are ready to take new actions that are different. That's how really how it works. So it can take some time to actually recondition the subconscious on what's normal, what's not, because if the subconscious mind has been conditioned to act a certain way, it feels like normal, so it's like automatic, and uh, you won't notice, what you do and what you've been doing. That's why the kind of work I do is there to really bring consciousness on what the client has been doing automatically, without realizing it. And that's that consciousness actually gives you the power to then make new choices that take, for that example, of that client, that takes her out of that hostility energetic state, to really, so that her survival instinct can release in the family area, and um, getting out um, of that financial decision that she made, and taking actions to get out of that instructions, not instructing her body anymore to follow that subconscious conditioning. No, that's how it works, really. So yeah, I just wanted to show you how to change your vision around physical health issues that are minor or major, whatever um, the level of the physical health issue you have, just changing that vision, and showing you, with that example, for instance, how you have created that in the first place. And of course, letting go of judgment, because the thing is, if you observe yourself and you know what happened when the illness started, and kind of observe what choices you have made, um, it's a matter of not, judging yourself and feel guilty about it. As you know, we are here on Earth to have some experiences and to experiment things. And we don't always make choices out of our heart, out of joy. There can be some impulsive decisions that we make that are not fully aligned. And it's okay from the moment you observe that and that you're conscious about it. That's when you can change it and change the course of things and make new positive choices for yourself. But that is easier to do when you actually let go of any guilt and judgment around your past decisions, your past choices. So that's really, really important to keep in mind. Okay. Yeah. So I hope that resonated with you. If you want to have a session with me regarding any health issues, to investigate further into Akashic Records and to see, um, what process was created, what choices you have made that have, are at root issue of that physical health situation, then you can contact me. I will put my email underneath the video, so under the video, so that you can contact me directly and book a session so that we can investigate further and see what's happened in your life, what choices that you have made that have created that conflicting instructions. And then we can see how, of course, what actions you can take, what you can do to get out of that physical health issue for good. Bye bye, and I see you in another video.